All right. We are live again, everybody. What is going on? It's been a while. Been a couple of days, I guess, since I did a video, but it's good to see everybody. Guys, we've got the prices pumping again today. I mean, I'm not sure if this is another leg up on the whole PulseChain ecosystem, but we've got 10% up on PulseChain for the day, 15% up on PulseX, 26% on INC. The so-called leverage coin, the no narrative coin, just the INC stands for incentive. It's the reward token. It doesn't do anything yet, but a lot of people are speculating. Oh, excuse me. I've got freaking Athletic Greens in my throat. Sponsored by Athletic Greens. Just kidding. I just watched too many podcasts, so they hooked me. Joe Rogan got me. He got me hooked on the Athletic Greens, boys. Hold on a second, guys. Let me pull up this stream on YouTube and see if everything's working okay. And how's the sound? If you guys let me know, just let me know if the sound is okay, all right? Let me know if the sound is okay. What's up, Hector the Protector? What's going on, man? What is going on, everybody? Crypto Elite, Red Squirrel, of course, is first in the chat. No surprise there. And Tom Cooper, what's going on, everybody? We got 52 people watching. Yeah, kind of a last-minute stream. I didn't really give much warning on this one, guys, but this is where the hype is at. This ecosystem, the umbrella, the PulseChain community. It's what's happening, and it can't be ignored. I mean, you got BitBoy Crypto talking about it, who I'm actually having a call with later today, by the way. He started following me on Twitter, and now he wants to talk about the legal situation, which we all collectively have some influence in if you sign the amicus brief, and we might or might not have two more on the way. There's been talks about getting more than one amicus brief. Okay, basically that's all I'm saying, and that's going to help the case go even farther. I actually had a dream about the court case last night. I forgot what the ending was. It was probably a good thing, though. I didn't wake up in a bad mood. Let's just say that. NFT Cluck says, yo, thank you for all the alpha. No problem, NFT Cluck. Look, man, I'll explain to you guys about what these coins do. It's an AMA. Ask me whatever you want. There's 300 projects out there in the PulseChain ecosystem, and there's 24 hours in the day. And I've only got so much financial energy anyway, so obviously I can't be putting money into every single one of these coins. But if I happen to know about the coin and know something about it, I'll tell you some knowledge about what it does, or what, if it has a purpose, if it's just a meme coin or some NFT collection and stuff like that. There's so much stuff you could get into, but I primarily focus on my core bags: Pulse, PulseX, HEX. And it's good for all the new people starting out. There's so many more new people than old people. We got to realize this. So many more people flooding into the ecosystem. By the way, if you go into the ecosystem right now, if you bridge using bridge.pulsechain.com, link in bio below, link in description. And if you use that bridge, not only are there 0% bridge fees on the PulseChain side, meaning the bridge node operators don't take any money, right? They're just doing it for free. You do have to pay an Ethereum gas fee, but once you bridge your Ethereum over into PulseChain universe, you get 1,000 free PLS tokens, so you're set. You're good to go for gas, and then you can just swap that Ethereum for PLS directly on app.pulsex.com. So if you are brand new here, guys, I don't know how much longer this is going to be a good buy for. Like, the prices might explode in the next couple of months here, and I just don't know how much longer I'm personally going to be buying. You know what I mean? So we just cracked through sacrifice prices on PLS. And if you want to know where all the PulseChain apps are, if you're brand new, like I said, bridging at bridge.pulsechain.com, that'll get you 1,000 free PLS. And we've got bots handling all this. We've got literally like these bots that are just shooting out 1,000 PLS to brand new people to help onboarding. But we've also got, then you got to take that newly bridged in money and go to app.pulsex.com. And all these links are in one helpful place. Also, that link is in the description below. It's called gorealdefi.com. I know this is a review for a lot of people, but when the green candles come, it brings new eyeballs, fresh attention. We're in an attention economy, right? And I'm just trying to give the same information over and over and over again because there's so many new eyeballs flooding in. So ask me anything in the chat, and we'll just have this be your guys' stream today because we're celebrating a good green candle day. 5% up on HEX. HEX seems to be the laggard right now. Does that mean it has the most potential? Well, HEX has a previous all-time high of 50 cents, so that's like that's charted territory that we know is possible to get to. But on the bright side with PLS and PulseX, they actually have and technically PHEX, right? On the chart, it's brand new. They really don't have a whole lot of upper support. I mean, PLS right now is in no man's land. So, is it going to 10x from here right away? before it corrects? Is it going to make a 5x? Is it going to make it just a double? Nobody really knows. That's just the power of the herd mentality. You know, when the herds pile in and we blow off of new all-time highs, right? I think you actually can make I think you can find technically an all-time high right now. Let me see. Technically, if I pull up the chart on PLS, right, we could look at like, oh my God, look at this price action right now. Is this, and I don't think this is origin address buying. I feel like I would have heard about it from our blockchain detectives over here. We got people literally just, they must be watching the blockchain 24/7. So, you know, they know when it's origin address related. Technically, we do have kind of an all-time high if you want to count this. When PulseChain first launched, it shot up to almost a 3x over sacrifice rate. So I guess the next level we'd be looking to rush up to if we break past 1.5, it would be up to 2.8 or 28. 0.00028 is what I'm saying. That might be something to test, but it's not that strong of a resistance just because it was a short tap just from the initial hype wave, the initial burst of price action when PulseChain first launched. So I wouldn't call this like a strong resistance point, but it could be. It could be one. And look, guys, just imagine how easy it would be to just do a 10x from here. You know, Richard Hart, let me just pull up Richard's tweet because I want to show you guys something. Richard Hart win. The real one, not the scammers out there, guys. Okay, looks like, well, what's going on here? My alt account is suspended because I keep logging in on a incognito browser, and I guess they think that's sketchy. So whatever. I guess I can't read. But basically what Richard's been tweeting is like, when he posts a chart, okay, nowadays, you'll notice that when he posts a chart, he'll post it with a lot of extra room. And this is for framing, right? He'll post a chart of like right here, and he'll leave all this extra, you know, and this is a kind of a good way to frame things too. He'll leave all this extra room for activities, right? Like, we don't know how high the price can go. What if we did a 7x from here, right? Think about the next 1, 2, 3, 4 months. And that's not even that long term, right? Think about that in the context of the next year, right? What could price possibly do? I mean, these things that look so giant to us right now, these 50% dips, these 200% rises, in the long run, the grand scheme of things, like in HEX, for example, the early HEX chart, we had crazy volatility, but it really just looks like a tiny little anthill when, you know, the mountain of people comes in. When the mountain of people comes in the bull market, you know, you have to use a log chart in order to see the volatility in the early days, because the early days just start to look flatter and flatter and flatter like this, right? And who knows, one day, if we do go, let's see, let me just draw these random ass lines here, okay? So if we do go, you know, 58x, you've got the early days of the chart. Let me delete the liquidity. The early days of the chart are going to end up looking like a flat line one day. You know, and so people arguing about, oh, well, did you get in at sacrifice rate or just over sacrifice rate or just under? A lot of people wouldn't care, hypothetically, if we were, you know, 58x higher from here. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? So he's leaving a lot of room in the right-hand side of the chart, a lot of just empty space area just to indicate how much more time we have. And how relatively little time it's been. I mean, yeah, I know 8 months sounds like a long time, but when you're going to hold these coins for, you know, 3 years, 2 years, you know, maybe before you take some profit, it's 2 years, and then maybe you hold the rest for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? You're going to survive multiple cycles. Hexologist says I'm new. Hexo, everybody teach our boy Hexo. He's a brand new hexologist. He just got his degree in hexology. He just passed his hexology senior finals. What's up, Hexo? Good to see you, man. What happened to the PLS faucet? Well, it seems like people abuse the PLS faucet, so we don't have a faucet anymore, guys. We used to have a faucet that gave you 100 PLS for free, but yeah, bots or spammers just tried to abuse it, basically. So this is why we can't have nice things, guys. This is why we can't have nice things, because of freaking bots and spammers. But no, we have bots that are automatically sending 1,000 PLS. It's just that the criteria is that you have to be a fresh first-time bridger from Ethereum into Pulse. Then you'll get some free coins, some free Pulse. Unfortunately, no bridge, but you know, if you want to make a fresh wallet, try out zkzx.cash if you want to, just with a small amount, right? Like 100,000 Pulse or something. send that over to a fresh hot wallet if that's what you're looking for. Tracy says, hey, Crypto Coffee, can you talk about how one gets the incentive token? Of course I can, sir. Of course I can talk about the incentive token. The good old incentive coin that everybody was shitting on this one for the last 6 months of, oh, it's only going to go down forever. And typically, yes, they do. Like, yield farming tokens tend to just go down and to the right over time, slowly, unless they have a use case, right? But it also bounced back very hard. I mean, you got to imagine INC used to be at $80. Like, I think it made an all-time high at $80. Then it was went down to 50 cents. So like 40 cents. Now it's at $3. And how you would go about getting that is you'd go to app.pulsex.com. All right. This is, all this stuff can be found on gorealdefi.com, by the way. This link is in the description below. Not that website. gorealdefi.com. All right. So this is going to have all your apps right here. Big old buttons for you. Click on the exchange button down here in the lower middle. Okay, this is going to pop up the IPFS hosted version of the of PulseX. PulseX is the trading platform. It's Uniswap 2.0 fork. All right, so if you want to earn INC token, you go over here, up where it says earn in the top left corner. You go down to farms. All right, you'll see all these yield farms right now are currently on PulseX. These yield farms are going to earn you anywhere from 11% APR to 133% APR for stablecoin liquidity pools. Now, you got to realize what you're doing. If you're entering a stablecoin liquidity pool and we're on the way up, you're slow, and people end up buying a lot of Pulse, and giving you all their stablecoins. You're going to end up with less Pulse and more stablecoins, but you're going to get paid a lot of INC token in the process. Now, this might be attractive to people, especially, maybe when we 100x from here and they want to kind of scale out, right? And they want to even maybe a 10x, I don't know, right? But people, if you want to end up with more stablecoins and less Pulse by the end of the bull run and get paid INC the whole time, then you might find this strategy profitable. I'm not in these pools right now. I think it's way too early for me personally to be in these stablecoin pools. But I am in HEX Pulse and I am in PulseX Pulse. And that's just because they do tend to fluctuate within a ratio of each other. HEX and Pulse and PulseX tend to... there's a lot to go into here. But basically, if you want to earn INC, you have to liquidity provide for one of these pairs, okay? So let's say I wanted to provide liquidity for the INC WPLS pair, and I want to earn 56% APR, right? I'm looking at the bottom one here. I would go back to trade. I would go up to liquidity in the top left corner, all right? I go to liquidity. Make sure you select V1. Those V1 liquidity pools are where you're going to get the INC. V2 liquidity pools will get you trading fees, and that's for other pairs, pairs that aren't listed in the INC in the farms, okay? If there's a pair that's not yield, that you don't get INC rewards for, but you just want to get fees for example, I use V2 liquidity for my EHEX PHEX liquidity pair, but I use V1 liquidity for, my PulseX Pulse pair. So I'd go add liquidity here, and I would add, some INC token and pair that with, some PulseX token, let's say. And you got to put up an even amount on both sides. So let's say I put up 1,000 INC tokens on one side and 55 million PulseX on the other side. So I'd have basically $6,000 of liquidity worth in here. And this would give me back what's called a PLP token. That PLP token would represent the amount of liquidity that I have, okay? So it would just be my certificate. My PLP is basically my receipt, or my tracker. It's a coin that it goes in your wallet, but it tracks how much liquidity that you have provided, and you can always redeem it later on to pull these coins back out into your wallet. But once you have that PLP token, after you connect your wallet and you pair it up in here, it's symmetric liquidity, so you got to put up $3,000 on both sides or whatever. If you want to put up, $500, it's got to be, let's say you put up $1,500. You have to put up just an equal amount on both sides. The website will calculate it for you, so it's no big deal. And then you take that PLP, you hop over to the farm, and you stake the PLP in the farm here. So you open up one of these, you'd open up this INC PulseX LP, connect your wallet, and just stake your PLP tokens there. And that's how you start accruing INC. And pretty much every yield farm is the same. There's all kinds of yield farms nowadays. Some are better than others. I mean, you've got like SparkSwap and PHUX.io. You've got 9mm.pro has V3 liquidity. It's a little more advanced, but basically when you're providing liquidity, you're typically earning fees and you're earning incentive coins or both. All right. That is how this whole thing works. Win Crypto Decaf Coffee. That will be his first kid's name. Thanks Hexo. Yeah, I'm going to name my kid Crypto Decaf Coffee. Can you imagine how much that kid would get bullied at school? I wouldn't do that. That's called child abuse, Hexo. That's called child abuse. What's up, RH Max? What's up, RH Max? Briz trolling too hard and got himself suspended. Brizology, come on, bring Brizology back. Free my boy Briz, guys. If Briz is allowed to troll, I mean, I understand Briz. Whipto Waffy. Yeah, Whipto Waffy. Let's see. What's up, Kaiza? What's up? Good to see you. What's up, Crispy? What's up, Hexologist? And we got Fast Abdul, of course, with the bribes. Fast Abdul likes to bribe me to talk about his project, which is not a bad idea for a project, honestly, but it's a yield optimizer for Balancer for Fox, okay? And he's got some... Okay, here's some alpha for you. Thank you for the tip, Fast Abdul. I don't know what the hell currency this is. It's like it's like a lowercase d with a line over it. What the... Okay, you got to realize, Fast Abdul, I am an ignorant American. I do not know what that means. What is this? What is this symbol here? Vietnamese dong. Thank you, sir, for the Vietnamese dong. I got 100,000 dongs from Fast Abdul. He wants you guys to know that right now the Maxi Team Perpetual token pool on Fox is paying 200% APR. And yeah, you know, I actually do have a little bit. I put my Maxi and my Team tokens in that Perpetual pool. So yeah, good alpha there. You know, it's a very overlooked pool. I don't think a lot of people know that the Maximus Perpetuals, you can actually make yield on them if you're if you're like me, right? I have a bunch of the Maximus Perpetuals. I bought, you know, Deci, Lucky, Maxi. I bought them all because, you know, I was going to be staking HEX anyway. So I figured why not just get more T-shares by pooling together. So I staked a lot of these in the Fox pools and I'm just getting more passive income, more yield. Now, of course, my balances are going to fluctuate because if everybody's rushing to get Deci, I'm going to have less Deci and all that. But Balancer is really cool because it actually minimizes your impermanent loss with just the way everything, if you set up the liquidity pool in a smart way. So that's why I like phux.io. You know, it's for a lot of those exotic tokens, it's actually paying out very, very well. I mean, that's not the only yield farm out there. You've got like Daytona's been around for forever. Impulse.finance is pretty okay, like especially for the more safe, I guess, like just the HEX Pulse pair and stuff. Don't go all in with any of these yield farms, right? Don't put your whole bag in a yield farm, especially one that's not, you know, audited and stuff like that. Just, you know, play around with them if you want to, but just be careful, right? You want to have a cold wallet and then like a hot wallet. And you can have different wallets for different things. It's just a general security tip. You can have like a yield farming wallet, you know, an NFT wallet or something, a donation wallet. You can have all these different wallets for different things. You can make as many as you want. It's really not that hard. So one tip as well is you just make a new Chrome profile, right? In the top corner of your browser, top right corner of your browser, just make a new profile, call it something else, and then you can make a whole fresh new MetaMask or Internet Money or Rabby wallet. Internet Money and Rabby are good backup options because one day, you know, MetaMask might not be so friendly to us, right? I don't trust them, but they are kind of the best wallet out there. Yeah, Archie says Dong is a good one to have. Lang, thanks, man. I was actually just I was hoping to to increase my Dong bags today. Good thing Viet Dongs are small. Yeah, what is it worth? What is a Viet Dong worth? Hold on. Let me go see what 100,000 Vietnamese dongs are worth. $4. But hey, I got 6 digits when it comes to dong. Good job, guys. Good job. Send CCP token next. Lol. Don't do that. Brizology lives. Hexo is fudding Brizology in the chat here. Hexo is fudding Brizology. It's okay. It's what we do for a living. We all just FUD Briz. What's up, Coffee? Love the ecosystem. Thanks, Garo. Susie Q says she is back. What is up, Susie Q? Good to see you. Viet Dongs, is he talking about his mic? What are you talking? Well, no. It is dong shaped. But no, sir. I don't know if you heard this, but I'm recently a 100,000-aire in Viet Dongs. So, I know, don't be jealous, but I have more dongs than you. That's why you can have so many of them, because they're so small compared to USDC. All right, guys, all right. All right, you two. You might need it on your travels. You're right. You never know where it'll take me. Bribe well spent. Wind miner using a Neuralink. Did you guys hear that the first Tesla Neuralink just got implanted in a dude? So, I mean, apparently he's alive. Let's Google that, shall we? Neuralink implanted successfully. Yeah, Elon Musk just tweeted about this. Neuralink's brain chip. No details are given, but Musk says this person is recovering well, in quotes. Well, that could mean a lot of things. He said the surgery was completed successfully and there were no serious technical problems. And now the fucking Wall Street Journal wants me to pay for it. So, no thanks, Wall Street Journal. No thanks. I should use that that thing that Richard mentioned in his tweet, how to read articles for free. So yeah, guys, the first brain chip dude is out here. Let's hope he lives. Let's hope he's all right. Shows positive neuron spike detection. So I guess, I don't know if this was to help a guy that was paralyzed or something. That's probably what the first ones are going to be for. They're going to be for, you know, people that were blind and stuff like that. But Neuralink, man, I don't want to be the guinea pig on that. That's for damn sure. I'm not going to be first on that. If you guys want to go first on the Neuralink, I will just sit back and relax for a little while. Let them work out all the bugs on that. But, you know, if it can make a blind person see, like, how is that a bad thing? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Even WBTC is up. How crazy is it, by the way? So Junglist Tendencies pointed something out to me the other day. Let me pull up dexscreener.com. Or, you know, let me just pull up PulseX. What can I... Hold on a second. What's the best way to do this? PulseX.com. All right, we'll go... we got to go to DexScreener and get these contract addresses. This is what I do to get... Like, I typically go to DexScreener.com if I'm looking for a contract address. So if anyone wants to know about how to get exotic coins, quote unquote, basically just anything that's not defaulted in PulseX, you go over here to DexScreener. You just go in the search bar, top left corner, and then let's see, search for DAI, WPLS, and we want, which one is the right one? I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it's hard to find the right one, right? Because there's a lot of fake PDAIs out there. So just be careful. Be careful out there. You know, as far as meme coins go, I bought some PDAI a while back. I flipped it for like a 10x. I got lucky, but I've still got my bags of DAI that were forked over that I never sold. Here's the cool thing is that is PDAI going to peg? I'm doubtful. I'm skeptical, but it's a strong meme. And the fact that we could actually just social consensus it to the top. And like, if we all just agree that if somehow everyone agrees that it's worth $1 and this thing actually does, what would that be? Another 300x, 333x potential. I'm not buying it right now, but I've got my bags of DAI from the fork and I've got a bunch of USDC from the fork. And people might not know this, but USDC on the smart contract level can be converted 1-to-1 for DAI. So, you know, even if you have PUSDC, even if you had a bag from before the fork and you just forgot about it, it's actually worth something now. And if it goes to $1, then my mind would be absolutely blown. But here, let's go here. This is PDAI. Now, DAI is a stable coin on Ethereum for people that don't know, but you know, it's on the PulseChain copied version. It still has a non-zero value, like a lot of these P tokens, right? We've got PWBTC, also PWBTC. Hold on. I got to search for it like this. WPLS. So we want this one, I think. Yeah. So the wrapped Bitcoin that's forked, I mean, think about it. You actually can't create any new ones. So there's a fixed cap supply on these. So that you have that. So there's a tradable meme coin for Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin. P-wrapped Bitcoin, the PRC20 copy of wrapped Bitcoin actually has some scarcity to it. Somehow it's trading at $100. I've never bought it. But the crazy thing is that when you add it here, right, and you flip them around, you say, what is one Bitcoin worth in PDAI? Come on, do what I want you to do. Come on, PulseX. Come on. So we see how much is one wrapped Bitcoin worth in DAI terms? $31,000, right? I mean, I know today PulseChain is worth, or today Bitcoin is worth $43,000, but just the other day, it was almost like the ratio of PDAI to P-wrapped Bitcoin is somewhat following the ratio of regular dollars to Bitcoin in real life. So do with that information what you will. I just think like, what are the odds of that happening, right? Because I don't know. They both have different supplies, but maybe the supplies just work out like that. So I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. If you guys want to help make that conspiracy a reality, I support you. I support that because I would basically just double my stablecoin bags. I've got less stablecoins now, I guess, since I bought more coins. But, the stablecoins that were forked on May 13th, I never sold those. Because at the time it was like they were almost worthless. I was like, well, I'm only going to get, $10 for these? Like, I don't really care. So I kept them, and now they're worth a couple $100. And, yeah, they'd be worth a lot more if we do some X's, you know what I mean? Let's see. Wow, even PB. Yeah, okay. Give me a chip in my head so I can watch Netflix in my mind. Yeah, right. That's just going to be, we're just going to be like a mindless drone society, huh? It's scary stuff. But, it can be used for good or evil, right? It's like people thought electricity was scary because, you can make an electric chair. And, they were killing elephants in the public square. So Thomas Edison was actually doing. He was trying to show how dangerous AC current was. So they would take animals and like circus animals and kill them and be like, look, this is AC alternating current. This is why you need to stick to direct current, everybody. And now electricity powers the entire world. But same thing with like a nuclear reactor, right? You can have clean nuclear energy, or you can drop a nuke on an entire country, and it's no good. It's bad news bears for a lot of people. It's just how you use the technology, right? I don't think that the brain chip, I don't think it's inherently good or bad, but it's like who has control of it? And then what are they just going to spam you with ads all day in your brain? Bugged Neuralinks would yield good memes. Yeah, they would. It would just be like, yeah. P-Dye to $5 past peg. P-Dye will go past the peg. Dude, can we just get to the peg first? You really think it's going to go past the peg? I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I'm doubtful that it will even get to the peg, but please, prove me wrong on that one. Funkmaster Hex says coffee. That's right. And you got a little glass of scotch right there. That's not coffee you're drinking, sir. It's not coffee you're drinking. All right, Fast Abdul. Fast Abdul is a man of many currencies. I just got a new one today. It's called Pen. I got $5 of Pen coin. Peruvian Nuevo Sol. Hey, thank you for the Peruvian souls, dude. 5 Peruvian souls. 5 Pen token. Thanks for the Pen token, man. Yeah, people don't realize, fiat currencies. It's like their own little shit coins, Everyone should be... Coffee, how about you and Corey host a meet and greet for Ben Armstrong? Well, we're having a meeting. Me and Corey are having a meeting with him later today. I know Corey's interviewed Ben quite a few times. I slid into Ben's DMs. It doesn't hurt to be friends with the more mainstream guys out there. That's how we get adoption, right? But he came to us, right? And so it's like a lot of times they have to kind of notice you to a degree. But especially if they have more followers and stuff. But guys, it's only a matter of time. The gates are coming down. The influencers are noticing. Ivan on Tech, BitBoy Crypto, people that used to hate on HEX, now love PulseChain. See, here's a concept that I don't think a lot of people talk about. PulseChain is an off-ramp for the haters. PulseChain gives people that were originally HEX haters, and they base their whole entire identity on being a HEX hater. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get so much clout for hating on Richard because he wears Gucci and stuff. And all their little loser friends are like, yeah, that Richard guy's a scammer. Yeah. They didn't bother to do the research or anything. After we've grown so much, we've probably 100x the community size. The community is out of control. I can't even keep track of what's going on anymore. So it's undeniable. You've got NFTs, meme coins, DeFi, you've got the core coins, you've got so much stuff going on. So the former haters, they were quiet for a while while all this was happening. I don't think a lot of them believed that PulseChain would actually launch. There's a lot of shit talking about, it's just a scam, vaporware, it's never going to launch. Richard's going to jail. Then he comes up with 11 lawyers. He's going to go fight and battle the SEC. It's pretty obvious he's in a civil case right now. Doesn't seem like he's going to jail. And so all these things that they just get proven wrong again and again and again. You got the big payday FUD, the origin address FUD. Where did the ETH go FUD? And so after just surviving all these attacks of these baseless claims of Richard Hart is dumping on you. Well, Richard's never sold a coin. If you think that the origin address is Richard, you can literally go prove on chain. So PulseChain's a convenient escape hatch for them to be like, oh, well, the PulseChain community kind of changed my mind about things or whatever. You know, they might not apologize, but we got to welcome them with open arms because it gives people another opportunity to say, okay, maybe I was wrong about HEX. Maybe they don't want to admit they were wrong about HEX. Some of them do, some of them don't. But then they come back and they're like, well, this PulseChain thing I can get my head around. You know, a lot of people, I don't know, for whatever reason, the layer one narrative is like more acceptable, I guess. People didn't like competing with Bitcoin was like a no-no. But yeah, long story short, PulseChain is an off-ramp for the HEX haters to convert into HEX lovers. Dixon Cider, coffee baby, what's up, bro? What's up, Dixon Cider? They're all going to zero. Yeah, what was the that one guy, Mike Alfred? Ugh, yikes. But you need the Mike Alfreds out there. You need some of the controversy still. You know, you still need those hater soy boy Bitcoin maxi types because otherwise, you know, how are we going to have fun here? We got to toss these haters around a little bit. Bolivian INC. Is that a real thing? Bolivian INC. Neuralink wallet in the head. Interesting. What's holding the seed exactly? I don't know. I don't know how Neuralink works, bro. I'm not a Neuralink expert over here. Just I'm a crypto connoisseur. Diego says BitBoy. Thomas says, why is Eric Wall such a hater? What's his beef? Thing is, guys, like I've heard Eric Wall actually he met up with a bunch of Hexicans at the Bitcoin Miami conference, and they all like hung out with him and like chilled with him and like drank with him. They went out together. They were laughing and stuff. When you meet these people in real life, that you realize a lot of them just play a part on the internet. They kind of just play this role of like shit stirrer guy. And I think Eric just thinks that he somehow gets more clout from his like smart friends and stuff, his academia, you know, I'm in it for the tech bros and all that. And I think he just thinks that that's like a cool thing to do. So, you know, if he wants to waste his time hating on Richard and being like the punching bag for, you know, how like what a hater looks like, he can do that, you know, but in real life, I don't think he actually, I don't know. He's got like that smug attitude where I think he still might think that he's right and that he somehow is going to come out and have the last laugh, but it's just getting harder and harder to bet against PulseChain and HEX, right? I wouldn't want to take the opposite side because we're the underdog, right? Everybody loves the underdog. We've got something to prove. We've got something to actually go for. A lot of these guys that, you know, they just dig their heels in the sand. They're like, well, Bitcoin, you know, Tone Vase is just, Bitcoin is the only thing, And it's like, okay, man, but we're just going to keep building stuff. Like the PulseChain community is going to keep on building, and everybody else too. All these other layer one blockchains, all these bridges, and all the tech has just gotten so much better. Bitcoin's all right. You know, they got BRC20s, but you can't even get like some Bitcoin maxis to agree that BRC20s are good. You know, people are still fighting about that. You've got Luke Dash Jr. is trying to say BRC20s, inscriptions, ordinals, it's a bug in the Bitcoin code and we have to fix it because Bitcoin can't do anything else other than be send and receive. And it's just like, all right, guys, do you not like progress? Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Koshin says, love your streams, coffee. Thank you, Koshin. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Dosschild says, Beat Boy has handlers. Beat Boy. Well, BitBoy, he used to have like a whole thing, but then his basically what happened is the story I heard that was very, very, very it was like watching a train wreck on Twitter, guys. His team turned against him. They kicked him out. They had a mutiny, and he started his own thing. He's just Ben Armstrong now. And look, if he's going to join the PulseChain cause, which is really the whole cause of crypto, right? If you want crypto to succeed, you should want Richard Hart to beat the SEC. Because this could set a precedent for every other coin that's on the chopping block after PulseChain. You know, it could be Solana next. People think it's never going to happen, but look, when they sued Coinbase, they named like 10 of the most popular cryptos, and they claimed they were all registered securities. Now, they're going after Coinbase specifically, but what if they go after the Solana Foundation or like, you know, the Tron? I think they are going after Justin Sun. Then they can just go after whoever they want until you have some case law set up, until you have some precedent of someone that maybe tries to fight back. And, you know, if the Congress isn't going to do anything, and if the SEC is going to just arbitrarily make up rules, you need maybe some courts to settle some new rules and legislation. And that's what Richard's going to do. So, again, if you're a fan of any crypto, you should be on the team of PulseChain. At least, you don't have to buy the coins, but you should at least want Richard to win this case because it could have ripple effects for whatever other coin you're into as well. Venus, thank you. Venus Love Factor says, you're Your video education is awesome for us. Thanks again for keeping the positive vibes going. My pleasure, Venus. I mean, it's easy when the candles are green. So, I get excited when I wake up to some green dildos. And look at that, guys. We took a little 1% dip, but PulseChain at 132, PulseX at 523, INC at 286, and HEX sitting at 1.7 pennies. And I have some Peruvian souls, so watch out. Watch out, everybody. Tonebase ain't had an original thought since the last BTC upgrade. Yeah, people just rest on their laurels, you know what I mean? It happens to all of us, right? Like, my blinders are on for a lot of things that are happening outside of PulseChain. It's hard enough just to keep track of what's happening in the PulseChain ecosystem alone, let alone like all the innovation happening outside. Now, I try to keep an eye on everything, right? You've got the Bitcoin halving coming up. You've got all kinds of developments being worked on the Ethereum side. You've got EIP 4844. They're actually claiming that that's going to get out in March, which would theoretically lower gas fees. Now, obviously, I'm expecting delays. That's an Ethereum improvement protocol that's going to lower gas fees, but it still wouldn't lower them to acceptable levels. Even if gas fees were $2, even if they're like $5 on Ethereum as opposed to $25 or $50, it's still pretty high. It's still way too high to be doing a bunch of daily transactions. So, by the way, if that thing goes out, PulseChain can potentially adopt it, and we would still continue to have cheaper fees than Ethereum would. Scorpion says, I'm high on coffee. Thanks, bro. I'm high on crypto right now. I'm high on my gains. Somewhat. The funny thing is we haven't even gone past SAC price in PulseX. Like, the bull market right now at this point in time for PulseChain, for this ecosystem in particular, has not even started yet. And I don't think people realize that. The green candles are great. Everyone's got hope and optimism, and everyone's building. We've got hundreds of builders out there. Like, where do I begin? I can even show you guys the ecosystem map. But we haven't even started the actual bull run. So look over on PulseChainCoinlist.com, PulseCoinlist.com. You click on ecosystem up here. This is a good website too if you want to check your free airdrop, right? I've talked to a lot of people in real life lately, telling them about PulseChain and stuff. And they're like, well, what's the value prop? And I'm like, well, it's cheaper and faster. It's like 1,000x cheaper than Ethereum for one. It's a little bit faster. We can pop up, look at the gas fees over here. 300 times cheaper than ETH, 300 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So cheaper than all the major L1s by hundreds of X's. Okay, it's been up to thousands of X's. But on top of that, did you guys know that if you were holding any ERC20 tokens, if you were holding any tokens on Ethereum before May 13th, you have a free copy of them? And people are like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And they're not. And you might be thinking they're trading for they're not worth anything, right? But they're actually trading for a non-zero value. And I'm like, so your Chainlink, your Aave token, if you had any of that stuff, your Pepe coin, if you had any of that stuff before May 13th, you have a copy. Even your wrapped Bitcoin, even your DAI, especially your DAI. I mean, if you had DAI, if you were a large holder of DAI stablecoin or USDC stablecoin, check out your copied forked version of that, because those actually have a community behind them trying to pump them up, and it's awesome. And so you check your PulseChain balance right here, okay? You can go over here to where it says check PulseChain balance, pop your address in there, and it'll actually get the USD values of all your forked ERC20s. We call them PRC20s. And that narrative in real life actually gets people's attention. Because when I tell them, you might have, you're not going to be an overnight millionaire, but you might have like $500, $600 worth of forked coins. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, maybe I should go check that out. That world's largest airdrop thing, when you're trying to onboard people from Ethereum into the ecosystem, it's working out better and better. Like, it might have had a rocky start, but you got to try to explain it to people. Like, try to explain it to people in real life, and that'll probably get them a little bit better. Online, we've had a lot of shit talking. A lot of people, like, they don't even want their free money, or they brag about dumping it and stuff. But it's a good lead-in. It's a good lead-in when you say it's literally a clone of Ethereum. All the same stuff, all the same code. We're forking all the cool stuff onto PulseChain. We've got Pulse domains now, by the way. Get your domain name, your .pls domain name. But that's only one of 300, 400 projects right now. There's only 200 on the ecosystem map here, okay? I've got the ecosystem map, analytics, DEXs, DeFi, off-ramps, wallets, content, community. HexScout.com is an amazing app. GoPulse.com is what I always pull up. Atlanta Blockchain Center, working with them on a foundation actually pretty soon. We're going to have a new website out. We're going to help we're just a small group that's gotten together. We're going to be helping people. We're going to be helping PulseChain get listed on exchanges, finally get those gates down on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, who just makes arbitrary bullshit excuses, by the way. I hope they're not watching. But no, every time we've asked them on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, hey, list us properly. We deserve to be on the front page. They'll give us some new random excuse that they just make up. And one of the common ones is, oh, well, you're not on enough centralized exchanges, which obviously we know don't really matter because we want people to be using DEXs. But if that's what they want to get on the front page of CoinMarketCap, then we're going to also be trying to get Pulse and HEX and PulseX on some more centralized exchanges. And we've got some good leads on those. On top of that, just marketing, putting on developer code challenges, developer grants and stuff, all the stuff that foundations are supposed to do. And we're going to start that off to just give a little bit more legitimacy, right? A little more legitimacy. I know the decentralization is a whole thing. Yes, we're decentralized, but we do need some aspects of some kind of centralization to get our foot in the door places. Ethereum has a foundation. Bitcoin has a foundation. We're not related to Richard Hart at all, but Richard's lawyers have actually given us not the green light, but they've actually been very, very positive towards us. And I haven't heard anything from Richard himself, but his lawyers are talking. And they were like, yeah, he's good to go. Or you guys are like, they want to work with the PulseChain Foundation to make stuff happen. And unfortunately, when you're playing in the normie traditional world, you have to kind of play by the old traditional boomer TradFi rules sometimes. You can't just say, hey, I'm Crypto Coffee on Twitter. Because, a lot of people, when you're asking for exchange listings, for example, they're like, okay, who's the team? And it's like, well, we're decentralized. The team is literally like 10,000 people all around the globe. But they're like, okay, well, that doesn't count. Like, who is the actual team? And so at some point, you just have to draw a line in the sand and say, well, we'll just be the team for now. If you want a team, we'll just be the team. We'll give you all the information you want. And, we can have a community crowdfunding thing if you guys all want to help pitch in. But that's for a later date. Nothing to announce on that yet. That's just the concept behind all this stuff, is that I don't like centralization. I'm not really like a business type of person anyway. I joined crypto to get out of the rat race, right? But you do have to play by the rules of the powers that be to just get your foot in the door. And it's all about just getting more attention, more eyeballs. Guys, if PulseChain was on the front page of CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap where it was supposed to be, it would be getting 200 million monthly views. These are the top 50 websites. These are top 500 websites in the world. Okay. CoinMarketCap. Let me show you guys something. CoinMarketCap SEMrush. SEMrush will tell you how many monthly page views something gets. CoinMarketCap.com is like one of the top. It's a globally ranked as the 490th top website worldwide. There's a lot of websites out there, guys. There's like there's millions and millions of websites out there. I don't know if there's billions. There might be. 158 million views on CoinMarketCap per month. And if we add CoinGecko, if we were to be listed properly, that's 78 million more. We'd have over 200 million monthly viewers. And we'd just become like a household name. But because of their arbitrary and stupid rules and stuff, they want centralized exchange listings. Okay. If we get the centralized exchange listings and they still give us a hard time, well, there's only so many excuses they can make up before we bust on all the doors. But look, that's the opportunity, right? The opportunity is now before the gates come down. These are just future points to look forward to, future points to be excited about. Green dillies are good. Dilly. Yes, exactly, Mac. Love a good old green dilly. Charles Stone, thank you for the compliment, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thothschild Rockefeller, if I knew it, I forgot, sir. Einar says, I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, there's so much to keep track of, guys. Look, you can keep it as simple as you want it to be or as complicated as you want it to be. I like getting my core bags, and then I just play around with stuff. Like liquid loans is pretty cool if you want to get some leverage, get some stable coins on that. Never use your whole stack for any one protocol because there's always existential smart contract risk. You never know how these things are always going to work out. But yeah, it can be overwhelming, right? It can be overwhelming. So if there's a lot of specific protocols that I feel like I should be making content for, but at the same time, it's like that content is for the existing people. not necessarily the new people. So it's gotta bridge the gap between the new people and the old people. Chris A says, at what PLS price will those gains flow into PHEX? Good to ponder. Yeah, well, we can look at the ratio on that, guys. So it's a pretty good question, actually. If we go over here, we go over to PulseChain, all right? We go over to, let's see, HEX Pulse, right? So Pulse has been going up a lot. HEX has been falling a lot relative to PLS. And we go to the ratio here. Let's go on the daily, okay? The ratio is falling to this, it seems like a support line right around here at about 128 pulse per hex. Look, I'm not a ratio trader, but getting some fresh powder in and starting with hex at this current point in time seems good to me right now. But you have to do the unpopular thing, right? Everyone's going to say, oh, that's a terrible idea until it becomes hex season again, until hex starts pumping at the expense of pulse, right? It was the same thing with like EHEX, right? Think about how many people claimed EHEX was dead up until it had that one reversal, and then everyone's all about EHEX again, right? Just people's mentality switches overnight. So, I don't trade the ratios, but if you're looking for new entry points to get into, when it comes to these things that are all kind of reflexive, they all are liquidity bonded together. It might not be a bad idea to go for the less popular one and just look at the ratio in between them to try to get that all figured out. Or just whatever, buy an equal bag of all three, keep it simple, and just stake and chill, you know what I mean? Just a lot of people overcomplicate stuff. If we just buy the right stuff, wait a couple years, I think we're all going to make it, guys. I think we're all going to make it. Matty Crypto says, I take my coffee with 2 creams and 100x green candle, please. Yes, sir. That's how I like mine, too. Nice and strong, nice and creamy. Grid says, what do you think of Maximus DAO? I love Maximus DAO. So one thing that the Maximus DAO is doing is they got this pool party token coming up, and pool party token is going to make it so that anyone can create a hex staking pool, and it's going to pay out all your Hedron and all your Communis coin. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. They've redesigned the whole thing. And basically, if you want to make like a rolling quarterly stake and you want to have everybody pool their hex together to maximize the yield from all that, you can do that. And there's a guy named Naeem. Follow Naeem on Twitter, and he is doing just that. He's making a rolling quarterly stake called QTR. So you might see, hold on a second. You might see, let me just pull up the website. You might see coins out there, especially if you're using Pateus. Check out Pateus, guys. That's a DEX aggregator. It's just a useful tool because it makes sure you're getting the best route. The perpetuals is what they're called. You might see these coins being traded around. There's a locked up rolling 1-year stake, a 3-year stake, a 7-year, and a 10-year. We're already over a year in. We're like a year and 4 months into all these. So the trio only has, about a year and a half left. Lucky only has about 5.5 years left. Deci only has 8.5 years left. So when you're buying Deci, it's like you're buying an 8.5-year stake right now if you buy it today, and you're buying it at a discount. And so these are the 4 that exist today. And there's also Maximus. But in the future, basically everyone's going to be able to create their own. Anyone can create whatever pooled stake that they want. All right. We got, what do I think? Oh, you just tell the truth about PDI mooning. What? It went up. It went up a lot. What are you talking about? No, you can't stake EHEX on PulseChain. You can stake EHEX on ETH and PHEX on PulseChain. True. Yeah, true. You might be responding to somebody else, but yes. You can only stake EHEX on Ethereum. You can only stake PHEX on PulseChain. Make a video about PDI? I don't know. I might not. What do you want me to say? There's a community that thinks it's going to go to $1. It might go to $1. It might not go to $1. Okay, think. Just buy and hold for me. That's right. All right, Fast Abdul. Thank you for the Polish zloty. How much is this worth? 25 Polish zloty. 6.23 Polish zloty equals 25 Polish zloty equals $6.23. Thank you so much. I got the whole world of currencies. Fast Abdul, where do you live, sir? Just kidding. You don't have to answer that. How do you bridge from PulseChain to Ethereum network? Well, sir, just again, click the link in my bio, bridge.pulsechain.com. and you just connect your MetaMask wallet to there. I'm assuming you have a MetaMask wallet. If you don't, get that one. Or try Internet Money or try Rabby Wallet. Get any of those that you want. And you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, connect your wallet. Make sure you got some ETH in your wallet. You typically buy ETH from an exchange or something. Buy ETH from an exchange. And just transfer the ETH from that bridge website, from Ethereum into PulseChain. You can figure it all out. It's pretty easy. It's just here. Here, I'll show you what it looks like on the screen here. I mean, you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, click on the IPFS link or download it locally, whichever one you prefer. Downloading it is also very cool. But for the example, we'll just go to the IPFS website, and then you would connect your wallet here, okay? You'd say, I've got some Ethereum up here, some Ether, okay? And you transfer your Ether over here. Again, there's 0% bridge fees. And remember, guys, estimated time to completion is 30 minutes. So it's not instantaneous. Just come back in 30 minutes. Might take up to an hour sometimes. And you come back. You've got some Ethereum. Then you hop on over to PulseX. You say, I'm going to trade this Ethereum. Trade this Ethereum for, typically you'd probably want your first purchase to be, you want to buy some Pulse just so you're good on gas for a while. But yeah, just if you got 0.5 Ethereum today, that'll get you $1,200, you get about 9 million PLS, right? And you just want to have some Pulse just so that you have gas fee money at all times. All right, just so you guys know. It is what it is. Yo, Mammy says, Senor Coffee, positive vibes, Impulse update. Well, Impulse says, IMPLS.finance, it's a yield farm. It's a yield farm that you can stake the IMPLS token. The price has actually held up pretty good. It's hovering, it's been between 50 cents and $1 for quite a while. The vaults, if you want to get extra yield and compound your APR on the PulseX pairs, for example, like you can stake your PulseX PLS pair in here. You can earn Impulse, 12% Impulse token on top of the APR that you're already getting from the auto compounding PLP. Basically, it takes the INC that you're earning on PulseX. It uses that to sell it for more of the tokens in the liquidity pair. So you're getting more of the 2 coins in the liquidity pair. You're basically getting more PLP token and you're getting Impulse on top of that. And they've got all these other random farms. I'm not so interested in these, but they've got like whatever this farm is, 9-inch farms, goat farm, Spark Swap, Atropa farm. They're collabing with Daytona, so they're just being friendly with every other yield farm out there. And then some Pulse bro thing, but it's just yield farms, guys. It's just like, don't get carried away with them, but just a little bit of way to mix. If you like the 2 coins in the pair and you think they're both going to do well, and you're not afraid of impermanent loss, because you are going to end up with more, you're going to temporarily have more of one coin and less of another coin. People are going to be trading out of your coins. That's what liquidity providing is. You're letting other people trade using your coins. But, if you pick a pair where both of the coins in the pair both go up, like Pulse and PulseX, probably both going to kind of go up in a ratio with each other, even though one might be strong relative to the other. In a couple more months, that ratio might shift kind of back and forth. Like we've seen, the PulseX ratio is one that I like to always highlight. Just a good example. The PulseX Pulse ratio here, if we go to the actual ratio and you click on, to look at the ratio on the chart on Deck Screener, where it says USD/PLS, you click PLS in the top middle, that'll show you the ratio. And right now the ratio of these 2 coins, since its existence, which by the way has only been 8 months, by the way, it's barely been any time at all, it's fluctuated between 0.5 on the high end and about 0.25 on the low end. And it's kind of crazy. I would love for it to stay within this range. And what I would love to happen is it just goes, range bound in between 4 and 2. 4 PulseX to 2 Pulse. Maybe it bounces back to 2 PulseX to 4 Pulse. So right now we're sitting almost right in the middle. And as long as we're in this range, I'm happy with my liquidity position. That's kind of what I was banking on. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, right? That's just liquidity ratios for you guys. For anyone that didn't know. Fiat shitcoins for your next hour. Yeah, I think I talked more about fiat shitcoins on this stream from Fast Abdul than I did about anything else. Get the Rabby wallet, which may get an airdrop. Hey, good point. Actually, somebody tipped me off to this. I forgot who it was. I got to download the Rabby wallet using somebody else's referral link, I think. But Rabby Wallet might be giving out an airdrop. Now, like, don't get obsessed with airdrop hunting, but I'm only saying that because Rabby's a good wallet. I mean, it's actually a good alternative. All right. It's solid. It's been out for a while. It's open source. It's good. Okay. It's pretty safe. They have a security focus, and they support PulseChain right off the bat. So, how do you get the Sheeb community to understand they have free coins and that it still has life on PulseChain? It's a good question, Face. You know, I've had more luck with the whole world's largest airdrop narrative when I'm talking to people in real life. You know, I mean, it's also harder for people to be assholes in real life. That's just a fact. It's harder. It's so much easier for us to be like dicks to each other behind anonymous profile pictures and stuff like that on Twitter. But it's like the people I've been talking to lately, you know, and it's been crypto people, so they're already in crypto, right? For some reason, maybe I just got lucky, but they've kind of resonated with the world's largest airdrop thing. Now, it's not like they're going to automatically become a PulseChain fanatic overnight, but it's just worth checking out, because if you've got $500 of free money on PulseChain, you know, maybe you dump it all for some PLS and you just let that Pulse ride, and then you have some skin in the game, and then you're more invested. You're emotionally invested. You're financially invested. You know, the Sheeb community, for anyone that's holding Shiba, by the way, your Shiba is also copied, and it's also not worth 0. So let me see the Sheeb, the P Sheeb versus WPLS. Sheeb Inu, is this the right one? Let's see, 6. Yeah, this looks like it might be the right Shiba. This is not the same as Shiba on the Ethereum chain. Okay. Shiba on the Ethereum chain, for example, is 50925. Shiba on the PulseChain blockchain is 60176. So let's try to find like the P Sheeb to E Sheeb ratio. Let's see if we can actually do that. Shib on PulseChain. Is that even a thing? Is anyone trading the Shiba to Shiba ratio? I just want to be able to find. All right, I guess I got to do it myself. Hold on a second. Shib, WPLS. I mean, right now today, you've got this one. This is P Shiba, and then you've got the E Shiba bridged over. Let's see if I can actually find that. E Shib. Yeah, Pulse Shib. So like, yeah, it's tricky, right? Don't get confused. I mean, someone made their own PulseChain version of Shiba, which is like, that's fine, but it's not the actual original bridged in Shiba Inu coin. I don't even know. See, that's the thing. There's so much opportunity here. People could just bridge in their ERC20 and try to back the value of the PRC20 and then just ratio trade it all day long. But yeah, I mean, the Shiba coin, where did that go? One Shiba today. I don't know. Let's say you got 1 million Shiba, 17 cents. 10 million Shiba is $2. So it's not nothing, right? Especially if you're a larger holder. All right, what do we want to talk about now? Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Rabby is cool. I believe they're working on a mobile version. Yeah, that is cool. I mean, I do prefer using, just so you guys know, definitely it's probably better to use desktop for your wallet. But, you know, if you got a hot wallet that you want to carry around on your phone, I understand that. You just don't want to be carrying around, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars one day. Imagine when all these coins do 100x, okay? But knock on wood, when these coins do 100x. You know, imagine the amount of money you have in your wallet today. It's carrying around on your phone. Would you be comfortable with having 100 times that value on your phone, on your iPhone, in your pocket? Like, I wouldn't. So, you know, especially if someone finds out who you are, they steal your phone, you get mugged, or whatever. You don't walk around with a briefcase full of cash for a reason. And although it is more inconspicuous on your phone, it's not just that you get mugged. It's more so just you'll lose your phone, or someone will just steal your phone. And that sucks, especially if you don't have you better back up your private keys too, guys. Opinion on PDI. I've been talking about it this whole time, dude. I've been talking about PDI a lot. I think it pumped a lot lately. So let's see. PDI? Is this PDI? I don't want to get the wrong one. Because there's all kinds of, you got to watch out for all these scammers too, guys. Like they make fake versions of the DAI stablecoin and like fake PDAIs. This is the one. This is the one that's got the most liquidity. It just made a new all-time high today. So very interesting. Looks like the narrative is back. And congrats to anyone that bought that thing low. I've still got my tiny bag, but it would turn into a very big bag if we actually went to $1. That very tiny bag would turn into a very big bag. So look, I'm not buying it personally. I'm not buying it, but I'm not selling it. Like I've got my bag. I'm just holding it for a long time. So congrats on the new all-time high, PDAI. And when you're on Deck Screener, just so you guys know how to get the right one, get the one with the logo. Make sure you got the one with the right logo. There are probably going to be a lot of fake PDAIs out there. And you got to respect a good pamp. All right. A good pamp is a good pamp. What website you on? This is called dexscreener.com. This is another kind of a pro tip. I didn't even realize this is a pro tip. This is how balls deep in crypto I am. Normal people don't always know what Dex Screener is. And they'll go to CoinMarketCap or whatever, and they'll be like, I don't see PDAI on there. And it's like, well, for anyone that's new to crypto, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, they don't always have accurate data, especially not for lower market cap coins. And so what you want to do is you either go to CoinGecko Terminal or you go to dexscreener.com. Dexscreener.com, they're going to actually show you the on-chain data. So you can't lie about the on-chain data. Whereas CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, they're notorious for gatekeeping, censoring, or just not showing you the right data. So for these lower market cap coins, and this isn't even a low cap coin, but I would want to go to, I'd want to go somewhere. It's 68 million market cap, honestly. It's pretty high. It's probably one of the strongest kind of meme coin narratives we have right now, if you like meme coins. So can this get to $1? I'd love to see it. I just know there's a lot of big wallets that can dump along the way. So it might be a long road to $1, but man, if we do someday get to $1, I get a whole bunch of, to me, that's like getting free dollars. You know what I mean? What is that ZK, privacy stuff? Oh, somebody made a fork of Tornado Cash. I had no idea they were going to make a coin to go along with it. Like I literally had no idea. I just heard about it one day. I'm like, oh, cool. Fork of Tornado Cash. Next thing you know, the price pumped a whole bunch. Now it's only been 4 days, guys. I'm not buying it. I haven't bought any. I was kind of tempted, but the problem is when I see something that just launches and I see it go up like so fast, like 160x in a couple days, like it's great. It's great to get awareness and eyeballs because it's a privacy tool. It might actually be useful in certain situations. Like you don't have to use it, and don't use it if you don't have to. Okay. But if you want, like, for those edge cases where you want a fresh wallet and there's no other way, it doesn't seem like the worst idea in the world. Okay. People are like, oh, well, they banned Tornado Cash and you're going to get so much heat if you use it. And it's like, well, they banned Tornado Cash specifically, so we're calling it something else, ZKZX. And again, it's not audited. Just be careful with this stuff. Use a hot wallet, right? Send some money to a fresh wallet and then send that through if you want to cycle that through ZKZX. Have like a two-step process if you really need the privacy. I don't need privacy right now, but if I did, I'd probably be looking at using that. And, I'm not necessarily too worried about the fact that Tornado Cash is banned because this is something completely different. It's a different name. And I don't think forks are banned, right? I don't think forks are banned, but it's just a useful tool in your arsenal. Great that the coin's pumping. Maybe some people will become interested in privacy, but the coin itself, it's a coin that pumped that I didn't get invested in. So I feel like I missed it. You know what I mean? I feel like I missed the boat on that. So can you please show us how to add SHIB? What do you mean add SHIB? Oh, see, if you go to your wallet, all right, let's see. Yeah, if you want to add the smart contract, if you want to add the coin to your wallet, you'd go here, see where I added PSHIB. So look, I go over here, right? SHIB/WPLS. I look for that on dexscreener.com, right? This is how you add your altcoins, your PRC20s or whatever. Go find the one probably with the highest liquidity. Shiba Inu. I think this is the one with the highest liquidity right now. You find the contract address down here, 0x95A. It'll actually be the exact same contract address that you have on Ethereum because all the contract addresses got copied. But you go over here on the right-hand side of Dex Screener. Once you find the coin you want, click copy the contract address. And you open up your MetaMask wallet. I don't have MetaMask on here, but you just go to add custom token and you paste that contract address. You can also copy it right here. There's a little copy button on PulseX. Copy that into your MetaMask wallet and it'll add the token. It'll add all the values and it'll add all. If you have a balance, it'll add the balance. Okay. Chart against WPLS, sir. Hexagon Hills. Currently talking to Dex Screener crew on setting, allowing all charts set against native gas token. Oh, that'd be cool. Like as just a default. Yeah, that would be nice, right? Because we do have to consider the ratio. Like you want your coin to outperform PLS itself. If you're going to do these shorter term or some of these meme coin flips or something, you want your coin to actually do better than PLS. So yeah, make sure you're on the ratio, right? Because you might see the price pumping, but it's like it could just be pumping because PLS was pumping. Shiba right now doesn't look like there's much attention around it. So hey, Shiba community, I know you guys are out there. You got free coins. The Pepe community didn't really like us too much, it seems. But you've got free coins sitting over here. Just saying. Pepe community, it's not too late for you guys either. It's not too late. Opinion on loan token. I personally think it's undervalued and will be worth more than PLS in the long run. It's definitely undervalued. Loan token is definitely it took a huge hit just because of all the initial money, because it raised money near the top of the bull market. So it raised millions and millions of dollars. And because everyone was so wrecked in the bull, they all just wanted to cheat out on day one. So they dumped the price 90% in a couple days. It made somewhat of a recovery. The emissions are being paid out to USDL stakers. So you got to factor in how much is the price going to pump based on just new attention versus all that sell pressure from people treating it as another yield farm, kind of. Loan token, I'm not expecting loan token to really make crazy all-time highs. I do think it'll do well. I think it'll do X's. I don't think it'll probably outperform PLS in the long run, but I think it'll survive and be a good kind of yield farming. If you want to look at it like yield farming, you can look at it like that. You get a bunch of USDL, you park it in the stability pool. Right now it's paying out 100% APY. 100% APY is pretty good. It's really good. Obviously, make sure you're way over collateralized. 3x or more is a healthy collateralization ratio. But yeah, for people that don't know, that want to know about that opportunity, liquidloans.io, pretty interesting thing to get into. I definitely bought a bunch of loan token in the sacrifice, and I am down heavily on that. But I would have been down just as much if I had held HEX the whole way down. So, I'm not upset. Loan token could theoretically have a zero value. And if you just stake your loan token, you can also get passive income in the form of more USDL and more PLS. So, that's where the buy pressure comes from, basically. You buy loan, but the question is, does the buy pressure from people wanting to stake loan token, does that outweigh the sell pressure from people staking USDL? And you could just keep recompounding. You could stake your USDL, get loan, stake loan, earn USDL, and just stake infinitely. You know what I mean? Just a feedback loop forever. But at some point, you're going to want to take profit. But that might be a good kind of strategy while we're ramping up in the bull market. You know what I mean? Might be kind of a good strategy. Christy Naya says, hey, Coffee, what do you prefer, MetaMask or Internet Money? Great job as always. Look, I got to say Internet Money, I just feel safer because it's been around for longer. Internet Money is a new wallet, and it could be not perfect, but I know KG very well. He's great. I think their time token just pumped or something. We can take a look at time. Quick look at time. This is their dividend token. Is this the wrong one? Yeah, this is the wrong one. Shit. See, you got to be very careful, guys. I just accidentally went to the wrong time token. Yeah, did well. New all-time high. Against Pulse, not a new all-time high, but still, it's just surviving and it's making dividends. So the people that own the token, they kind of profit from the usage of the wallet in a way. It's a good wallet. I want it to do very well. I want to see Internet Money become one of the premier wallets, especially on PulseChain. The fact that it's PulseChain centric and it's compatible with every other blockchain layer 1 right away. So you don't have to worry about gatekeeping, right? If you like Avalanche or Phantom or whatever, Internet Money, you could still use that. I think Solana is a little bit tricky because it's a different kind of EVM, but Internet Money is going to be your your PulseChain wallet one day, hopefully, right? Now, they're not open source yet. It'd be great to see them go open source. It'd be great just to have a little more time in the wild. For a wallet that's not even a year old, when you have a lot of crypto funds, I personally just don't want to take the leap of faith in newer software, but I do want them to succeed. Like I really, really do. And I think if you look at the features, right, it's going to be great because they're going to be prioritizing PulseChain features. Like, for example, the .pls domains, MetaMask doesn't support the .pls domains. Internet Money is going to be working on it. I would definitely bet that Internet Money is going to figure that out before MetaMask does. Like MetaMask doesn't care about PulseChain. If they were smart, if they knew it was good for their business, they probably would care more. Because if they prioritized PulseChain features, we would be all over that. But, everyone's kind of gatekeeping us, and I don't think MetaMask is any different. They literally disabled HEX trading from within their swap feature. Not like you should be swapping within MetaMask anyway, but the fact that they did that, it just shows us this kind of, it shows us where their allegiances are, okay? Also, the main Infura nodes that MetaMask defaults you to are owned by JP Morgan. So, like, MetaMask is the best option we have, but it's something I don't necessarily trust. And so we've got, KG/Don/whoever else is in the, on the team over there. They're working on better alternatives, and, they're on iOS, App Store, Android App Store, and web. I think NFT integrations are coming. It's just, you don't build, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know what I mean? So give Internet Money some more time, and I think they're going to be awesome. And it already does work. Like, you get it today, play around, use it as a hot wallet. Use it as a hot wallet if you want to, and just get familiar with it. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good alternative. Richard Hart sacrificed for wallet kek. Yeah, John, I don't know if Richard's still doing that. I hope he is. Yeah, it'd be funny. People are speculating, like, what if Richard used INC as the sacrifice token, right? That'd be hilarious because INC would probably go through the roof. Like, INC would moon so hard. That would be crazy, actually, if he used INC token. But look, we don't know what he's going to do. We don't even know if he's building a wallet. I think he said that he was, but I haven't heard an update on that in a long, long time. So it's been many months now. I would assume that when he's got a legal battle going on, he might not want to be releasing new software right away. So, you might not see Richard Hart wallet for another year or two, but check out KG's wallet, guys. Check out Internet Money. Let them know if you like it. They're very open to new feature ideas. They're very, they work well with a lot of the other communities in PulseChain. A lot of the other projects, they work very well with them all. And that's just, I'm a lot more optimistic on that. Let's just say Internet Money's on the way up while MetaMask is on the way out. So that's where I see the future going if everything goes well. Fingers crossed, right? Ava Clementine says, what do you think of Mintra's current cup and handle pattern? I have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Mintra. There's so many NFT platforms, though. I don't want to, pick a winner here. But, yeah, look, it pumped. Everything on PulseChain is randomly pumping. Look, I don't keep track of a lot of this stuff, right? Like, there's only so much time in the day, and I don't actually look at charts all day. But congrats to all the Mintra holders. Mintra went up 25% just today. Looking at tapping a new all-time high, unless you count this random candle or the very, very first candle, which is usually not, usually the very first candle is just kind of rigged. Like somebody makes one purchase very, very high and it paints a giant red candle. But let's see. You know what I mean? Like, that's just absurd. Like, Mintra would have to get to 14 cents to get past all-time high. That's why you typically just, in the first couple minutes of trading, you kind of want to discount that data. But yeah, it looks like Mintra's had a healthy recovery in terms of the token price. The problem is, it's like Mintra was the first NFT platform to raise money, but then 8 other ones came along. And so now it's just look, you got Beatbox, Hex Toys, Mintra, NFT on Pulse, Pixel Park hasn't launched yet, Pulse Plaza, I actually have, and Pulse Market. I haven't even heard of Pulse Plaza and Pulse Market, but what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We might even have one more. I feel like one of them is missing from this list. Look, if you're launching an NFT, just launch it on every single marketplace, right? Like, I don't know which one's going to get the most exposure. They've probably all got different connections with different people, but I know Hex Toys has got something big launching. It's not going to be called HEX Toys anymore, and it's going to try to be reaching out to other blockchains as well. Beatbox just kind of looks cool. Like, look, guys, I'm not an NFT expert, but we've got all these marketplaces here. I'm almost thinking it's less about picking a winner on like the NFT marketplace coin. And, if NFTs reach more of a mature phase, it should be ideally more about the NFT collections themselves, not like trying to guess which. Back in the last bull market, right? Everybody was guessing on, OpenSea looks rare, rareable, and like they were all trying to guess the platform. Whereas like in a more mature market, you would actually have value accruing to NFTs that people actually find valuable, not necessarily degen gambling on pet rocks, but NFTs with more of a purpose, use case, more of an established history and stuff like that. Everything's in the infancy right now, so NFTs are just highly speculative. But there is an end game for them, which could have a lot to do with bringing money back to the original creator. It's just that everybody has to agree on what has value. Of course, he's preparing wallet. I hope so, Paraf. I'd like to hear an update from Richard about the wallet, but no expectations and all that. Probably not a good look when the SEC comes along to be talking about what you're doing, what you're building, because that could be interpreted as like expectations of profit. I don't know. 9mm, right? That's what it was. 9mm.pro also has an NFT marketplace. You can't get there from 9mm.pro, but they've also got a backup blockchain explorer. 9mm.pro. So here's a little tip, guys. If you guys, for whatever reason, the scan.pulsechain.com is not working out for you. Oh, look, they just put it on there. They literally, because I was on here earlier today, this was not here. So they've got a backup blockchain explorer. All right, and they got an NFT explorer. So yeah, I don't know. If you're into that, guys, that's another one that's not yet on the PulseChain ecosystem map. It's crazy out there, guys. It's crazy out there. All right. Greetings, Earthlings. What's up, Toblerus? Timothy Harris says, nice mic stand holder. Yes, indeed. It's about time, right? I got 2 hands, 2 free hands now. It's a beautiful thing. Apparently the God Whale bought a bunch of Mintra, so it seems like he picked it as his favorite. Yeah, he did. He did. I feel like we all just aped into a whole bunch of stuff in the bull market, and all the people that were building later on in the bull, like they had a lot more time. Like it's just funny, It's funny that the money ended up all going to like Mintra, but they do have a very good product. It's not like it's a bad product. Gerardo's done a great job, so I don't know, guys. I don't know. They just some people raise more money than others. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys. What are we looking at? PulseChain, HEX, PulseX, all pumping. And we've got the ratio, the EHEX to PHEX ratio. Let's take a look at that. The EHEX-HEX ratio over here, guys. I like to take a look at this, make sure it's hovering around 0.5. That's where I like it to be, but I wouldn't mind if, hey, if we want to hit parity, go ahead and hit parity. Let me see. EHEX. HEX. $2.7 million of liquidity on V2. Pretty significant, pretty substantial. And if we go to the HEX ratio, it's right around that 0.5 region. I love this because this whole time we're here, I'm just earning more fees. And my impermanent loss is minimized. For me personally, because I entered around 0.5, right? So I want it to keep fluctuating right around this level here. Look, some people might one day people might try to meme EHEX to parity. We haven't really seen anybody try to do that. Every time we tried to talk about parity, we just ended up fighting over it for some reason. Like trying to pick a winner, like it was EHEX versus PHEX. They're both going to survive for a long, long time. They're not going anywhere. So, P died at $1, but I guess everyone forgot about EHEX, PHEX parity. It could happen. But I'd be fine if it just stayed at 0.5 to 1. I'd be fine if it just stayed there too. So, my main holds are PHEX, WPS, PLS. I feel like I should be aping into more coins. When the smaller caps pump harder? Thoughts? You could do that. Ava, that's probably what a lot of people are thinking right now, right? They're probably like, look, I got my core bags, but every week there's a new coin pumping. What do I do? Every single week. And it's hard, right? Because you don't want to get distracted too much. But look, if you want to take 10% of your bag and treat that as lottery plays and treat that as like, all right, I'm going to put 1% in here, 1% into here. and make these your shorter multi-month short-term holds, trading on meme coins. There's plenty of time to do that. But is that how you want to be spending your time? And if that is, then yeah, like if you want to try to find all the new hottest new things, find all the new alpha, make a whole bunch of money. If you get in early on these things, or if you buy them extremely, extremely discounted, yes, you can make side money. But if you're chasing pumps, or if you're buying into the narrative after it's already gone up 10x, like you're probably going to lose money. And so what could end up happening is you could win some, you could lose some, and at the end of the day, you might just be spinning. You might look back in 6 months and realize that you barely really made any money at all because you were just so scatterbrained. Like you got to stay focused and make sure you're early, make sure you're the one that's driving the narrative and not just buying into some short-term thing after everybody already aped in because you're like FOMO chasing. So the risk is that you spend a lot of time and energy and focus for not that much gain. But, there are people out there that are doing well, and there's a lot of people out there that are probably, spinning their wheels in the mud. So it's up to you guys, right? Like I don't know. I only feel comfortable getting into these things if I feel like I'm extremely early. Like I'll use that ZKZX thing as an example, right? It's only been 4 days. ZKZX has only been out for 4 days, but it already did a 100x. And by the time I even noticed it, I think I noticed it on like day 2, and it had already done 100x or something. Because I'm not actually on social media 24/7, right? Like I do have, it's hard when you have like somewhat of a life as well. Like there's only so much attention that you can spend on stuff in a certain day. So picking and choosing what you focus your time on, it's up to you at the end of the day. But, I'm not buying into something that already went up 100x, but congrats to everybody that bought ZKZX within like the first hour. If you bought it in the first hour, you're already up so much that it's great. It's amazing. It's also like lower liquidity. So it's not like a lot of these things like ZKZX, for example. Well, actually that's pretty good liquidity. I'm not going to lie. This one looks pretty okay. All right. But if you're chasing something that's pumped 100x, but it's only got $10,000 of liquidity, how much money are you really going to make? You can't move the price a whole lot. If you have more than $500, you're going to move the price up against you on such a low liquidity coin. So consider that as well. Like just because something's pumping, if it's just a bunch of people tossing around $50 or $100, and they're playing these short-term games. Okay, cool. It's like scratch your ticket. Maybe you won $1,000 or maybe you turned $100 into $300. But like, think about all the time you spent, during trying to chase these things. Think about all the ones, all your losers and all your winners. There's no right or wrong way to do anything, right? I'm not trying to show anybody the right way to do something. Mic stand, show the biceps, lol. Nah, brah. 9mm at LFT, bullish flag. But where was I going with that? I just got distracted by the chat. Do I think PHEX being bonded to PLS might outperform EHEX being bonded to WETH via Hart's law? Well, you got to realize EHEX is also bonded to PHEX, and EHEX is also bonded to PLS. So assuming PLS will outperform ETH, I think they're all going to go up very, very well together. I think they're all going to go up very well. It's hard to pick a winner, guys. I like to simplify my life. You know what I mean? There's a whole concept of just like Dunbar's number as well. Like we can only handle, they say Dunbar's number is 150 interactions. They say that a human being can only handle, genetically, the way that we were evolved is that in tribes, once we had to deal with the relationships between 150 people, that's kind of where we maxed out because we have to think about the relationship between this person and that person, but also how that person relates to all the other people. And there's all this interconnected web, right? And it's almost the same way for these online communities and attention economies, right? You can only have your attention in so many different areas. Like you can only have your hand in so many cookie jars, okay? Like at the end of the day, like if I want to simplify my life, I've got to sleep, I've got to eat, I've got to exercise, you've got my social life, I've got my friends and family. How much time does that leave for me to be involved in every single thing that's happening in PulseChain and try to find what's the new thing this month or what's the new meme coin? And that's some people's game and they're very good at it, right? I pack my core bag, core positions. I like stuff that feeds back onto those core positions. I'm about 90% weighted to like PulseX, HEX, the PulseChain ecosystem umbrella personally. Again, do whatever you want. And then the 10% extra are just people that either the project gets my interest because I think it feeds back onto Pulse, stuff like liquid loans or PHUX, yield farms and stuff like that can make me passive income. Or maybe I stumble into a meme coin and I feel like it's early enough and it's got a solid narrative and I'll just chuck, $100, $1,000 at it. But, I'm really, really okay with sitting some things out. Let me put it that way. Because a lot of things are going to come your way in crypto. You're going to get presented with a new quote unquote opportunity like every 2 weeks. Unless you're the one making the opportunities or making the coins or like you're on the initial ground floor, you got to say no to a lot of stuff. Or you got to just pass on a lot of stuff. You don't have to say, oh, that thing's a scam, because a lot of these things are not scams, okay? People like them, people trade them. But with 24 hours in a day, you got to take care of your actual mental health, your physical health. You're sleeping, eating, working out. You're doing all these things. You're just going about life. Maybe you have a job, right? So you've got 8 hours of your day at the job. Like, I think it's a lot easier for people just to stack up money, dollar cost average in, and build position sizes over time in a bear market. But of course, like degenning is also very fun, and I still do it, right? I still do it. So it's like, I'll take a little side bet here and there. Is the liquidity good enough? Is there a community? Am I early enough? Does this thing do something, right? But then you also have to ask yourself, people always say, oh, what's the liquidity? Is the liquidity good or bad? And it really depends on how much money you want to make out of something or how much money you want to put into something. If your clip size is $1,000, like if your lottery ticket is $1,000, but the liquidity pool you're buying into is only 10 grand, that's like way too big. Like you're going to move the price against yourself a lot unless a lot more people flood into the project, unless it gets a lot more buyers. But if you're playing around in these like micro caps, like dirty, shitcoins, like the really low cap ones, then you're going to want to be playing around with like $100, $200. And to me, that's kind of a waste of time, but if I do see something with like an initial 50K liquidity, 100K liquidity, hey, there's a whole community here. Hey, I'm still pretty early. Hey, maybe there's actually a good narrative. Maybe it actually has some utility or something. It catches my eye. Maybe I'll take a little side bet. And then again, that's with the 10% that's not allocated to my core positions. Again, there's no like hard rules that I make for myself. That's just kind of how I do things. But I don't have this like crazy checklist of rules to give you because there's no single right way. But if you want to simplify your life, 90% core bags, dollar cost average, delay gratification, long-term staking ladder, buy and hold, don't trade, hold, right? Because people get wrecked day trading. But, occasionally an opportunity comes along where you're like, well, that seems like a really easy pump. You know what I mean? Like, so those things do come along too. Those things do come along. Einar says, I just hodl and don't look. Honestly, guys, Einar, what you just said might work out for the lay person a lot better than, people want to overcomplicate things. Look, if crypto is your whole life, if crypto is your hobby, then I get it. But for a lot of people, they just want to do passive crypto. They want to invest in crypto and be passive about it. So, in that case, don't worry about all the distractions out there. There's a lot you could get distracted on. This whole Atropa thing. Look, Atropa is the top coin right here. Atropa is top on the list right now. You've got all these liquidity bonded coins to Atropa. You've got some mysterious dev that's LARPing as someone named Maria. Probably a dude. There's conspiracy theories about Richard Hart connections or something. I don't believe that one, but Atropa's thriving, right? Atropa's thriving, and there's a lot of people that have coins connected to that, like Teddy Bear, for example. And, you got B-Roots. I thought initially Teddy Bear was kind of a joke. I didn't think it was going to have staying power. And it looks like it's coming back, right? So if you were down here when it was 90% off and you were realizing, again, I wouldn't buy it now. But the fact that it's down 90%, if I was paying attention during this month and a half here where it was kind of dead, and I was realizing that there were still going to be people carrying the torch and keeping the narrative alive, then yeah, maybe I would have chucked like, a couple $100 in there or something. But I didn't, and I missed out. And so I'm just like, all right, you got to be okay with just taking a pass on a lot of stuff if you believe that your core coins are going to be the majority of your gains. You're not going to hit everything, and there's always going to be something pumping and something to FOMO about. So It's as simple as complicated as you want to make it, I suppose. Don't forget the fluffy slippers. Don't forget the fluffy slippers indeed. Fox Mulder says, I feel you, coffee. It's overwhelming to cover all the coins, projects, protocols, too much shit. It wasn't always, right? It's like if it was Fox Mulder, I feel you, dude. It's like it used to be like, okay, there's 20 coins. I got it. All right, there's like 50 coins. I can at least be aware of all 50 of these coins. Now there's freaking 300, and they all have varying levels of interestingness. You know, some of them actually do shit. Some of them are just good memes or they're funny. And you got the NFT world, which is like a totally separate thing. So, look, follow who you like to follow, right? I'll tell you, probably focus more on the PulseX, PulseChain, HEX. That's just my bias. That's where my bets are heavily placed. But look, there's plenty of opportunity, even for builders especially. Like if builders want to fork some solid DeFi protocols or some solid like crypto stuff or build new innovations, right? There's all kinds of new innovations you could build on top of PulseChain where the users aren't going to be priced out by the fees. On Ethereum, the users are all priced out by the gas fees, but all the stuff that Ethereum envisioned doing, the vision of Ethereum could come to fruition on PulseChain. That's actually the thumbnail, okay? It's like the thumbnail of this video is this the next Ethereum? Because it literally is. It is the next Ethereum. It's a clone of Ethereum 2.0. It has all the same features, all the same improvements. All the EIPs are going to get incorporated into PulseChain as well. It's just a cheaper, more affordable version. And it could be, you could take the best of the best ideas that did a proof of concept on Ethereum, and you can make them better. And you could take them and you could copy paste them. People love to say copy paste. It's not that simple, right? But you can copy and paste the idea, iterate on it, improve upon it. And then that's PulseChain. It's the playground. It's just infinite opportunity, guys. Green pastures. Coffee, just for fun. NFA price predictions. For sure, John Kim. All right, let's pull some predictions out of our ass. All right, let me look into my crystal ball here. I would love if by 2025, let's say, because you got to give a time frame, right? How about January 2025 to May 2025? What if we have, you know, it sounds good. Let's say HEX at $1. Let's say EHEX at 50 cents. PulseChain, 3 pennies. PulseX, 1 penny. Is it possible? It's absolutely possible. Is it going to happen? No, maybe not. I mean, it's obviously going to be something different. I'm not going to have predicted the exact number, but it's very, very possible that we could do 100x from here by the end of the year. I mean, look, what is it? Cardano? Cardano's got like 10x the market cap, I think. And we've got 10x the volume of Cardano. Cardano's been sitting at like a 300x above its initial price for a long time now, and it's a 7-year-old coin. Dude, we can at least do that. Ugh, Athletic Greens. God. We're going to Saturn, boys. Yeah. John, that, you know what I mean? It's like, there's my random price prediction. It's not going to come true, but hey, wouldn't it be cool to do even a fraction? It'd be cool to come close, right? It'd be cool to come close. Good luck out there, everybody. Good luck out there. Enjoy the green day. Enjoy the nice green day that we've got. And let's just leave off on the stats, I guess. We've got HEX stakers, 127,000 stakers. What the heck just happened here? Got to refresh the page again. We've got 127,000 stakers growing every day. Stakers and HEX are the best metric of adoption because these are long-term holders. These are true believers. So the stakers and HEX are the true believers. You've got almost 800,000 wallets total on PulseChain, 737,000 wallets. 18,000 basically. Let's round that up. 18,000 daily active wallets today on the PulseChain network. So coming up on 20K. And we got over 500,000 transactions just for the day. And the amount of DAI, we've got 40 million DAI bridged over from Ethereum. And it'd be nice if this page loaded, but this is going to be the HEX stats. All right. Oh, snap. Didn't even load. All right, we got it back. Don't you worry. 127,000 stakers, locked for an average of 7 years. Guys, download hexscout.com. Hexscout.com. This is going to be your one-stop shop. So they just added price feeds for every other coin in the PulseChain ecosystem too. So no matter what you're holding, doesn't have to be HEX. but you could track your HEX staking ladder right from this website. You could track your PulseX holdings, your PulseChain holdings, and whatever, your PDAI, your HOA, whatever the hell you're into. Okay, you can track it all here from HEX Scout. Also available on the App Store, iOS App Store, Android App Store. This is an app that can really get HEX, going viral and mainstream. So if you're new to crypto, if you're brand new to HEX, brand new to the PulseChain ecosystem, you need to download this app on your phone right now. HEXScout.com, HEXScout.com. Looks like my internet's having a hard time today, so it's not loading right now, but just trust me, guys, you're going to like it. You are going to like it. You're going to like it a lot. Simon just put out a fire tweet about PulseX. Cool, guys, cool. Look, I've been going for an hour and a half, so I'm going to let you all go. 2 in the pink, 1 in the ink. Lol. CoinMarketCap is showing PLS at 2 billion. Yeah, it's showing that, but it's not putting it where it's supposed to be. Like, it's showing 2 billion market cap, but it's manually being removed from the front page. Limitless. So, yeah, 2 billion market cap is probably accurate if you don't count the origin address coins, but they're not necessarily telling the truth out there, are they? Fellas, if you sacked, just look how little PLS is needed to get to 3x the sacked HEX back. What does that mean? Look at how little PLS is needed to get 3 times the sacked HEX back. Launch me to HEX Scout. Here we go. It finally came up. Yeah, see, a lot of people in HEX 2 are also pretty happy because of the amount of pulse that they got from sacrificing their HEX at such higher rates. It ended up that they have like a lot better USD value than they would have if they just, held that HEX all the way down. So, all right, guys, like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. It all helps the algorithm go viral. And again, if you're brand new to crypto, I think you got 1 day left on the code bear market, 25% off. If you're brand new to crypto, go to hexpassiveincome.com, link in the description below. It's a course that will give you the confidence to do crypto the right way. And that's specifically if you're a beginner, okay? A lot of people ask me for conference calls and stuff. Just the course is way better. It's way better than an hour of my time. Also, if you want to join my Patreon too, if you want to talk one-on-one, I've got a Patreon. So Crypto Coffee 369, also link in the description below. Got a chat room if you want some questions answered one-on-one over there. So later, dudes and dudettes. Goodbye.